going on? What's going on? This is the Aggie Perspectives podcast. My name is Ashton, and I'm also joined by Wisdom and Lois for the very first episode of this week's podcast. We're going to be talking about our experiences at North Carolina A&T and how all of ours are different from each other. I'll start off. My experience at North Carolina A&T has been very, very exciting. I would say that coming from a small area like Dover, Delaware, to North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, was kind of a reality check for me, as I was kind of like a big fish in a small pond, and coming to a state where there are a lot of big fish on a much global level with the number one HBCU in the nation. Um, COVID really didn't really allow myself to get the full experience, I would say, as well as a lot of other people in the class of 2020. But in that, I think I did get the opportunity to make a lot of great friendships and relationships with people, being the first semester I got here in fall 2020. Due to the pandemic, a lot of things wasn't going on as usual at A&T. GHO wasn't happening, and a lot of stuff was restricted, and all we could do was connect and go out and make friends and stuff like that. So that really allowed me to make all the friends I really wanted, and some of them I'm not friends with today, and some of them I am, and I'm grateful for that. Um, in the journalism department, I would say that I benefited the most from choosing A&T because the professors that I have had actually care about their students, and I've also had some mentors as well. With that being said, I don't take my time at A&T for granted, with this being, my final year as I'm graduating in fall 2024. And I'm very thankful for my experience here at North Carolina A&T. This place has set me up for the future. I believe it set me up well. And with that being said, I'm really thankful for my time at A&T.
When I came to A&T, I was entering into my sophomore year, and it was during the year of COVID. So during 2021, I am a 2020 graduate, and at the time, I didn't want to go out of state to a new school because I didn't know anything about it due to COVID. So my sophomore year, I transferred to A&T, and I can say it has probably been one of the best experiences I could have made. Although I came to A&T and moved 12 hours across from home without knowing anybody, I felt like it brought a lot of character development, and I just overcame a lot of obstacles I didn't think I could have done. So my first year I came to A&T, I'm going to be completely honest, I was stressed out. I didn't know anybody, and I'm going to be honest, it was hard making friends. Now, meeting people wasn't the issue, but making the right friends was my issue. So after my sophomore year, I entered my junior year, which I felt like it was probably one of my best years here, because I felt like after my first year, I kind of got accustomed to the environment and I met a lot of new people. But a lot of the people I had became really close with and became best of friends with, they left after my junior year. So as I enter my senior year, which I am now, and I'm about to graduate this May, I really do feel like going out of state to school with not knowing anybody brought a lot of character development within me. Because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect to stay here. Like, I knew I was going to persevere and really accomplish my goals, but really from transferring schools, changing majors, and also just being in a new environment, not knowing anybody, I really feel like a lot of people would have gave up. And I just felt like this is I don't want to say a testimony, but I do personally feel like this is a testimony to a lot of people who, if they are afraid to just go and jump and move to a different environment, this is my story, and I really do feel like a lot of people can relate to it. And it wasn't an easy process. I definitely can't say that, but it definitely was a process that I feel like that was meant to be, that God put on me to overcome.
Last week, North Carolina A&T had its Aggie Fest, and it was a week-long event that had parties from that were on campus as well as off campus. And most people compare Aggie Fest to homecoming, but the main difference is that homecoming is usually for the alumni who are returning back to the university, and whereas Aggie Fest is for the current students who are still in school, and it's just for them to just have fun. And so on Monday, they started off with the RHA step off, which is the Residential Housing Association, and they had different like South Side versus like North Side, and then different like dorms competing against each other to see who would win the title. And then on Tuesday, there was the comedy concert that featured Tyler Chronicles, Stand Up Cortez, Darren Brand, and Emmanuel Hudson. Originally one of the acts who most people were excited for, he ended up dropping out at the last minute, and so some of these other people were able to step in and to help the event go smoothly. And then on Wednesday, it was the Coca-Cola scavenger hunt where giveaways were given to different students. I know some of the giveaways included AirPods, and then some people got water bottles. And then there was also the camped out away from home theme where all students were able to gather in the Holland Bowl at nighttime and just kind of enjoy games and camp activities and crafts and just have a good time. And then on Thursday, there was a block party, so that happened in front of Brown Hall, kind of similar to the ones that were hosted during homecoming. Yeah, it was just a fun time. Everyone was able to gather around and just mingle and hang out with each other. And then on Friday, there weren't really like any events. It's kind of the end of the Aggie Fest. Well, not the end, because there was like Saturday and Sunday, but that was more so like the party day. And then I know the women's basketball team, they ended up playing Troy University, which they actually ended up losing. And outside of like campus activities, there were parties. I know College Days were hosting parties, and as well as some other party groups. Yeah.
Dreamville is officially 4 days away, and a lot of fans are shocked because in recent news that Chris Brown will no longer be headlining anymore and 50 Cent is taking his place. And what's crazy about it is they posted this new headline on April the 1st, April Fool's. So a lot of people didn't like take it serious. A lot of people like, oh, it must be a joke and stuff like that. And then when the next day came, they were still talking about it. It was still up that 50 Cent would be headlining and stuff like that. So, yeah, it got a lot of people like, what in the world? So, yeah, 50 Cent will be performing alongside SZA on Saturday at Dreamville Festival. And also, Money Long, who was also supposed to be there, would not be there anymore. I can't remember who's taking her spot, but they also do have somebody else coming to replace her. But yeah, I just really think it's wild for Dreamville to post it on April Fool's Day, because why would you do that? Like, knowing good well people won't believe it. Because even last year when Usher performed, he was like, oh, everybody give it up for Beyonce. And it was like an April Fool's joke. So it's like, quite honestly, me personally, I didn't take anything they said serious just because of last year. Because I was there last year, and when Usher did that, I was very upset. But yeah, so it's real. 50 Cent will be there. Also, who else going to be performing for Sunday will be J. Cole and Nicki Minaj. I already know there's probably going to be some special guests popping out. Even though I won't be there this year, I'm super excited to see like who they about to bring out. Even with 50 Cent, like I know he probably going to bring some people out. Like it'd be crazy he brought out Dr. Dre or Eminem or people like that. People he been working with and stuff like that. So yeah, Dreamville, this coming up weekend. If you go in, make sure you're safe, stay hydrated. You already know connections about to be bad, so make sure your phone is fully charged. And yeah, I'm excited to see the performance and stuff like that.
I'll do it all for this episode. This is the Aggie Perspective Podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.